Welcome back to World Report.
There are probably 10,000 people in the United States right now who have incompatible donors, and I would say that 90% of those people don't even know this exists.
One of those people was Melissa Kleins, a freshman at Quincy University outside St. Louis. She received a heart transplant as an infant, and due to the anti-rejection medication she's been required to take since, her kidney shut down a few years ago. Her mother, Mary, was a match, and at age 16, Melissa underwent a kidney transplant. Last year, her new kidney contracted a virus, and she again needed a transplant.
Emotionally, it was a nightmare, and I knew it was a ticking time bomb. The longer you're on dialysis and you do find a kidney, the less likely that kidney transplant will be successful. And I told her, I will find you a kidney. I will do whatever it takes to find your kidney.
But this time, it was much harder finding a match. Due to her medical issues, Melissa had a 4% chance of finding a matching donor. The Kleins exhausted all possibilities of family, friends, and even complete strangers that came forward. But no one was a match. Out of options, Mike and Mary Kleins took their daughter on the 5-hour drive north to Chicago and Northwestern Memorial Hospital, one of the top transplant centers in the nation. There they met with Dr. John Friedewald and his team of doctors and were surprised by what they were offered.
We went there to have high hopes, thinking that they did a large number of transplants yearly, that we would get our answers, we would have some positive news. And actually, we left there disappointed, frustrated, quite frightened. Basically.
Why?
Well, because they didn't discuss any options with us. The only option they discussed with us was the desensitization program that their center did. And it's a very delicate procedure, risky procedure.
Desensitization is a process where the body's immune response is suppressed to fool the body into accepting a transplant. It is a highly debated procedure, and its long-term success is questionable.
We want individual to speak to the doctor personally, Dr. Friedewald, and that's when the whole discussion was just desensitization, desensitization. This is what we do here, and this is our program. And
he never offered, hey, we're going to put her in this big kidney pool, and maybe let's see what happens if we can get her a match and transplanted.
No.
No.
Never?
No.
It was very uncomfortable. It was almost like they didn't want to compete with other centers. They didn't want to share information.
It was just a very uncomfortable, disappointing experience all around.
So we wanted to get a larger donor pool from up there, and we were just mainly told about desensitization, and
that's all we were told
about.
That
was kind of, you know, this is the way you need to go.
We have it here. This is where you need to go. This is what you need to do.
And it really kind of threw us back, and it really threw Melissa back.
As soon as we got in the car from leaving Northwestern, she was crying, she was hysterical, and she said, I want no part of this.
Northwestern, an elite medical center, doesn't use the National Kidney Registry system, and they're not alone. 8 of the top 20 transplant centers in the country don't either. In fact, the big governing body for organ sharing, UNOS, has not adopted the NKR's technology. Rather, they are developing their own, from scratch.
We got together at meetings around the country, and we all decided that we really needed to build a true national system to get the most number of people involved. And when we talked about what the best way to do that would be, we all thought that UNOS made sense.
Dr. John Friedewald is a nephrologist and the vice chairman of the UNOS Kidney Transplant Committee. This year, UNOS launched its long-discussed plans for a pilot program to facilitate kidney chains, with the hopes of developing a full-scale national program down the road. The question for many critics is, why aren't they using the National Kidney Registry, which is already up and running, with great success?
In a sense, UNOS is just getting started. And you're right that the National Kidney Registry and many other centers have been doing kidney pair donation for years. The UNOS policy development process is a slow one, and in a way that's good, in a way that's bad. There are a lot of important checks and balances in the UNOS system. We want to make sure that when we design a true national program, that all the important voices are heard and represented, and we do it in the best way possible.
What is the relationship between UNOS and the National Kidney Registry?
There is none.
There's none. They're not part of the pilot program.
They're not. They did not apply to be part of the pilot program.
UNOS did invite the Kidney Registry to be part of their pilot program for kidney chains, but Garrett Hill, the founder of the NKR, refused.
I chose not to join that group because I felt that that system wouldn't get off the ground and wouldn't get a lot of transplants done. It would get in the way of our objective, which is getting more transplants done. My view is that UNOS needs to join the National Kidney Registry to bring our capability to all the centers.
UNOS is like the public school system. It has to work for everybody. Private schools can do innovative things and play outside certain rules, but UNOS has rules they have to live by, and they have to make systems that are fair for everybody and work for everybody. And that has its downsides, but it has its upsides as well.
For doctors who are a part of the National Kidney Registry, UNOS's failure to adopt the NKR system is frustrating because, they say, it limits the number of possible patients that could be helped by their matching system and the potential pool of donors, too.
UNOS is taking a little bit longer because UNOS is the governing body for all 250 transplant centers, and there's multiple committees. You know, I remember Obama saying it's tough to move a big ship. It's not like a little speedboat, and I think that's what UNOS is it's such a, you know, a big, whatever you would say, organization that it's tough to move it.
There's many smart people that work at UNOS, some of the smartest in the country. I think that they feel that they can do this better, and for me as a transplant surgeon in Chicago, when they do and when it's available to my patients, then I will go with the UNOS system if that's a better system for my patients. But until that day comes, the system that we are using is the National Kidney Registry because they are the best system. If you're in the patient's family, what would you want? If you're working with the National Kidney Registry, the average wait time is 9 months to get transplanted with the best matched kidney available. Whereas other registries out there, the average wait time is in the order of 6 years. And with UNOS, we're still waiting for a solution. If it's my family, I'm going to go to the National Kidney Registry.
And that's exactly the situation the Kleins family found themselves in after meeting with Dr. Friedewald at Northwestern. After returning home, Mary searched the internet. She typed in, "How to find a live kidney quick," and was led to the National Kidney Registry. The Kleins contacted Garrett Hill, who advised them to visit Loyola Medical Center, a participant in their program. There, they would enter the NKR pool, with Melissa's sister, Sarah, donating her kidney to a stranger, and Melissa, hopefully, receiving one back. 2 weeks after joining the registry, they got a phone call with good news.
When Dr. Milner called you and said, "You know what, I know this seems a little quick, but we have a match," how did you react?
I thought that I was dreaming. Wake me up.
It was pretty unbelievable because after being told by other doctors and stuff that it could be 10
years.
You know,
we were told 10
before
years.
You find a match like that. In
A
fact,
needle in a haystack. We were told that.
After we got this information, you know, we're going, well, you know, it's kind of overwhelmed us.
Melissa is one of the most difficult types of patients to get transplanted. It's hard to find her a match. So when we found her a match, within 2 weeks of meeting her and getting her transplanted, it made me exhilarated just showing just how powerful this program is.
But despite the program's effectiveness, holdouts remain in the transplant community.
There's a lot of ego in the medical business, and so that's probably some of the challenges we're having with getting everybody kind of united around one system. So maybe we have to show more results before we convince, you know, some of the holdouts, but I think the results will be so, you know, they'll be so loud that you won't be able to ignore it after a while.
UNOS does not have this system, right?
No, they don't. This system took 3 years, and we've got about 10,000 man-hours into the system.
UNOS is pretty much starting from scratch then, right?
Yes.
So logical thinking would say they would come, I mean, your system works, it's quick.
Well, we've actually offered our system to UNOS, and they declined. So
why?
We don't know.
UNOS explained to us that though the NKR software system has merits, it does not include certain features that UNOS felt necessary.
Instead of the kind of bifurcation out there that's going on, if people could just say, look, the system works, let's join, let's move it forward. But anytime you have a kind of a revolutionary concept, there's people that hold back.
His registry has done more change than anyone else in the world, so it would be unfortunate if UNOS didn't look at that.
If you have a patient who needs a kidney transplant and you don't have a big enough pool to match, isn't that hurting your patient because you're not part of a bigger pool?
So when we look at trying to find transplants for people, there are a number of ways to do it. And there are some medical criteria, and there are other criteria. And I think a kidney pair donation, kidney pair donation program with a disparate geography has some risk built into it. There's shipping of kidneys. There's you know, who follows up what, who takes care of what. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that we throw in the logistical category. And that stuff matters. It matters.
Is it enough to matter to offset someone getting a kidney who needs it right away?
Well, we have, in fact, worked with other kidney pair donation programs, like the Hopkins program. So we have the benefit of having a large pool of patients here, and we've been able to be very successful finding matches for our incompatible patients. We've done
But are they
very
the best
well.
matches? Because
Well, again,
you
if
can
you-
get better
please
matches from a
define-
bigger pool, right?
No, you need to define best. I don't think you understand what match means.
Okay.
If we find a compatible transplant for someone, that's what we're trying to do.
Dr. Friedewald says that his medical center isn't just ready to join the National Kidney Registry, but they won't say why.
Is Northwestern included in the National Kidney Registry?
We are not one of the participating centers in the National Kidney Registry.
Why not?
We have looked at a lot of different ways to do kidney pair donation, and we do a lot of it here ourselves. There are pluses and minuses to every program out there, and right now we made some choices that we're doing what we think is best for our patients, and we are constantly reevaluating how we do things to do it better. But right now we're not a part of the National Kidney Registry.
How can it be what's best, though? Don't they have a huge pool? I mean, they have a national pool that Northwestern does not have to draw from right now. I mean, they have patients from all over the country.
Well, it's really not the whole nation. So if you say national, that would be including every patient in the nation, and it's not. They do have centers from different parts of the country, and that is an advantage. But there are other operational disadvantages that they have that have given us pause not to work with them right now.
Such as what?
Some of their policies.
Such as what?
Well, so our administrators have worked with their administrators discussing their policies to make them better. At this point, our administrators are not comfortable with joining the National Kidney Registry, and so we have not yet.
But do you know why?
I'm not going to comment on that right now.
The administration at Northwestern Medical Center wouldn't comment on the specifics either. They told World Report in a statement that they are, quote, concentrating 100% on the best care for their patients. The doctors that are part of the National Kidney Registry wouldn't dispute that, but that not using the NKR is a mistake.
Well, I think there's resistance because he's kind of an outside guy. He's not part of the medical field. But once you realize that it's really just his matching software, that everything else is done in your hospital. So all he does is he just says, look, this kidney at UCLA should go to Stanford, and the Stanford kidney should go to Cornell, and the Cornell kidney should go to Utah.
If there's such an enormous donor pool out there in different states, different cities, people that are willing to give up their kidney to total strangers, or even, you know, if they know somebody that need one, or whatever the case may be, that you can't share
Information
with other centers.
We need to get centers comfortable with cooperating with one another. To this point, a lot of transplant centers have been very competitive. So this is a whole new philosophy where you need to cooperate with another center, where you need to say, look, you maybe have a patient on your list that my donor can give to and free up, and in the return their donor can give to someone else at a different center and free up. We can all unlock these patients at different centers if we just cooperate.
It is my hope and my prayer that every hospital, every transplant hospital in the United States will strongly and sincerely look at the National Kidney Registry, because it is the solution to the 85,000 people that are on dialysis and in need of a transplant. It's the most viable and best option out there. It should not be taken lightly.
The Klein's daughter Melissa got her transplant through the National Kidney Registry chain. Dr. Milner performed the surgery last March. She's doing great now, back at school, healthy.
It is frustrating when people in the medical profession or in the government slow things down for you know, good intentioned reasons, but at the end of the day, it's somebody who's not getting a transplant, and they're they're blocking that transplant because of whatever they're trying to do. You know, let's move the bureaucracy out of the way and let's get the transplants done.
This year, the National Kidney Registry hopes to complete 153 transplants facilitated by their organization and expects that number to grow to over 300 in 2011 as more people are made aware of the kidney chain option and more centers realize the value.